Most people start a business because they're tired of working for someone else. They want freedom, freedom of time, freedom of money, freedom to make their own decisions. But here's the harsh truth. Most small business owners end up creating a job for themselves that's worse than the job they left. They're overworked, underpaid, stressed, and constantly putting out fires. And this is exactly what Michael Gerber explained decades ago in The E-Myth Revisited, a book that has probably saved more businesses than any MBA program ever could. Today, I am breaking down how to actually build a business that runs without you based on the core ideas from the E-Myth, plus real-world strategies people are using today in 2026. So let's start with the biggest myth in entrepreneurship, the belief that if you're really good at something, you can turn it into a successful business. People think, I'm a good baker, so I'll open a bakery. I'm good at cutting hair, so I'll open a salon. I'm great at coding, so I'll launch a software company. But this is the trap. Gerber calls it the entrepreneurial seizure. You mistake your technical skill for business skill. You think you'll be doing more of what you love, but instead you end up doing everything except what you love. You become the accountant, the marketer, the HR department, the support desk, the cleaner, the manager, the strategist, and eventually you're so burnt out the business owns you. The first step to building a business that doesn't rely on you is understanding that there are three personalities inside every entrepreneur: the technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur. The technician is focused on doing the work. The manager is focused on order, structure, and repeatability. The entrepreneur is focused on vision, innovation, and growth. Most people build their entire business from the technician mindset. They think, I'll just work harder, I'll just do it myself. But when your business depends on you doing everything, then you don't actually own a business, you own a job. And if you step away, the whole thing falls apart. So here's what you really need to build: systems. Systems run the business, people run the systems, and you manage the vision. This is the core of building a business that can function without you. Think about McDonald's. It's not the best burger in the world, but the systems are flawless. A teenager can walk in on day one and be trained on a process that has been tested thousands of times. The brilliance of McDonald's isn't its food, it's the system that makes the food predictable. Now let's break down the three foundational systems every business needs. 1. The operating system, how the business actually functions. This includes your workflows, your checklists, your SOPs, your onboarding, your service delivery, everything that turns your business from chaos into consistency. Imagine if you could hand your daily tasks to someone else with zero confusion. That's what a real operating system does. If you disappeared for 2 weeks, your business should still run smoothly. If it can't, then you don't have a business yet, you have a bottleneck. And that bottleneck is you. 2. The marketing system, how you attract customers on autopilot. You cannot rely on hope marketing. Hope marketing is when you make a post and hope people buy. Real businesses use predictable marketing engines: content, email sequences, ads, referrals, funnels, partnerships. Something that brings in leads daily, whether you're awake, asleep, or on vacation. If your business dries up every time you stop posting, that's not a business, that's dependence. In 2026, with AI tools everywhere, there is no excuse not to have automated marketing pipelines. 3. The management system, how decisions get made without you. This is the hardest part for most entrepreneurs because it means letting go, hiring the right people, giving them authority, trusting the process, building a culture. This is where real growth begins. Most business owners say, I wish I had help, but the moment they hire someone, they micromanage them into quitting. A business that runs without you only exists when you hire for roles, not tasks. You give people ownership, accountability, and clarity, and you measure performance through systems, not feelings. Now, let's talk about something many entrepreneurs never do: designing the business as if it were a franchise, even if you never plan to franchise it. Gerber calls this the franchise prototype. The idea is simple: build your business so that someone else could replicate it without needing your personality, your talent, or your constant involvement. When you think like a franchise creator, your decisions become clearer. You stop doing random one-off work. You start documenting everything. You create branding rules, delivery rules, customer service rules. You turn your business into a machine that anyone can operate with the right instructions. But here's the twist. Most entrepreneurs worry that systems will kill creativity. They think systems make things robotic or boring. But the opposite is true. Systems free your mind. Systems remove the repetitive tasks that drain your energy, so you can focus on the visionary work, the higher-level decisions that actually grow the business. Systems create freedom, and freedom is the reason you started the business in the first place. So how do you actually start implementing this today? You begin with what Gerber calls working on your business, not in your business. Set aside just 1 hour a day where you don't work on client work, products, or services. Instead, you work on building long-term structure. Ask yourself, if I had to train someone to take over this task tomorrow, what would they need to succeed? Then document it. Record your screen, write instructions, create templates, build checklists. Each day systemize one piece of the business. In 90 days, your entire operational foundation can change. Another trick is to identify your queen bee role, the one role that protects the core value of your business. In many small businesses, that role is assigned to the founder by default. But the moment you remove yourself from it and place it into a documented system, your growth becomes exponential. Your brand becomes scalable, your work becomes replicable, and suddenly, you're no longer the hardest working employer, the architect. And here's something people don't talk about enough. You also need a real exit plan. You should build your business with the ability to sell it, even if you never plan to. Why? Because a sellable business is a systemized business. A sellable business runs without the founder. A sellable business is predictable, stable, organized. Investors don't buy chaos, they buy systems. So if your business depends on you showing up every single day, no buyer will touch it. But if your business runs smoothly with or without you, that's when it becomes a true asset. In the end, building a business that runs without you isn't about laziness, it's about leverage. It's about creating something bigger than yourself. It's about being the strategic mind, not the exhausted operator. The real goal of entrepreneurship, to work 80 hours a week to create a life where your business supports your freedom, your family, your future, not the other way around. And here's the secret: you don't build freedom by doing more, you build freedom by designing better. The E-Myth reminds us that success doesn't come from being the best technician, it comes from being the best system builder. The moment you shift from doing the work to designing the machine that does the work, your entire life changes.